Hello, Assalamu alaikum everyone. Welcome to my YouTube channel, Aviation Cadet. This is Aviation Cadet Sabir Hussain Shah from 1990 GDP. I got recruited in 1993 and I left Air Force in 1996 for my personal reasons. So today, as you can see, I'm sitting in a park. The weather is really nice. Spring is almost gonna start here in China, and this video is the continuation with my previous videos, how to get selected in Pakistan Air Force as a fighter pilot. So you can go through my profile on YouTube and scroll through the videos, and especially in the playlist, the similar videos, I have put them at one place. So this is going to be the next video, and today I want to talk about something different. Again, as I always say, that once you know what kind of life you're going to face ahead in the academy and then in the officership, then you can prepare your tests very well, because you would know what your examiners are looking for, looking in your personality. So today I will give a brief introduction about the life in academy, and according to that life, what kind of duties, what kind of responsibilities you're going to be facing there. You just need to see that and then adopt accordingly, because my videos are mostly, I'm targeting the youth at above the age of 16 and then till 21, 22. So if anyone elder than that is listening, just keep the points in mind, and if you have any chance to motivate any of your relatives or kids or anyone, just try to deliver the message. So let's start. So let's see the life in academy. So I have one video which tells my first day in the academy and my first day in the flying wing. So the academy, the Risalpur Academy, Pakistan Air Force Academy, Risalpur. Every cadet that goes in there, no matter engineering, no matter short courses, no matter fighter pilots, they go through different phases of life, and with each time they spend there, their responsibilities and the duties, they get differently staged for them, so that they're exposed to a lot of management skills as well. So I would categorize the fighter pilot section. I'm not going to talk about aeronautical engineers or the short courses or anything else. I'm going to talk about the fighter pilots. So there are three phases of a fighter pilot, and he goes through three different lives while staying in the same academy. How is that possible? Now, one of your life is in your barracks. We call them blocks, where you live, where your accommodation is. Now here, you get up at about 5 or 6 in the morning, depending on your, again, ranks and your tapes. And then in the morning, the ritual is same for everyone. You have to go for the morning session, the morning assembly, which you just stand in a line and people check your uniform and your outfit, so that once you go to your colleges, respective colleges, you are spick and span, and just because it's the part of the training. So then you stand to the national and the flag raising thing. So that's pretty much same for everyone, no matter short courses, aeronautical engineering or the GDPs. And then I'm now talking about the life in your barracks. Then you go to college, and you have your 8 periods a day. Each period is of 40 minutes and then 10 minutes break in between, and then you have a share time where you get your snacks, morning snacks, around 10 o'clock. A piece of cake, and some tea, which is served in a bigger lawn outside in the vacant area. And every course has the number of pieces of cakes or the pastries or whatever it is there, and you have cups, and then you can enjoy your tea and have snacks, and then you continue your classes. Then you're still lunchtime. Normally we pack up at about 1:30. So once you pack up means that class is finished, and then you go back to your barracks again. So that's the time when you go to mess and have your lunch. So there are protocols you have to follow in the mess. No barrettes, no peaks, nothing. And you have to put them outside. And you have to be very quiet in the mess and have your dinner. The norms I've told in the previous videos. No elbows on the table, and you can't produce sounds with your mouth. No slurping, no chewing in louder voices, and no dragging of chairs, stuff like that. And when you sit down, you sit from the left, and when you get up, you stand up from the right side. So these are different protocols you have to follow. If you're checked by any of your seniors, you're going to be punished. So normally from 1:30 till 3:30 it's nap time, it's lunch time. So once you're done with that one, then the games time begin. In summer it's different, in winter it's different, because in winter the sun sets very early, so the game time is closer to 3 o'clock, and when summer it's later than 4:30, 5 o'clock. 2 hours of games every day. And then the flag lowering, every cadet has to stand at shunt position, attention, and then you have to face towards the flags if you're wearing a uniform with the peaks, so you have to salute the flags. And once there's a bugle being blown, so once a trumpet, so once that's done, then comes your dinner time, and dinner time is before 8 o'clock, no matter winter or summer. So once you are done with your dinner, then you have a prep time, which is called the study time, from 8 to 10 o'clock, which is compulsory for every cadet. Even if you don't have homework, you have to sit in front of your study table and sit in the chair all the time. You can't even lie down on the bed. So that's pretty much the same. And then at 10 o'clock, from 10 to 10:30, you have the preparation to go to bed, and 10:30 lights off, and you go to bed and wait for the next day to come out again. So this is pretty much, I've drafted out the simplicity of a cadet's life in the barracks. Now, you have prayer times too. You can go to the mosque and offer your prayers. We used to offer prayers all the time, 5 times a day. And then now the difficulties there are that if you get checked by any of your seniors for any hanky-panky you did in your uniform, or you didn't behave, you didn't follow the discipline of certain places, so then you'd be checked and you'd be asked for the report. So you have to, normally this time from after pack up till games time, that's a very tough time. And if you get checked by any seniors, he'll call you a report and give you punishment, and punishment is like push-ups and goldens and 180s and 360s and whatnot. So that's pretty much the academy life in the barracks. Now the second phase is your CFT, which is College of Flying Training. Mostly the first, second, third, and fourth semester you only do your Bachelor's of Science in Management Sciences, Aviation Management. So for that you go through different subjects. You learn aerodynamics, aero engines, and meteorology, and PF law, the military laws and stuff like that, and service writing. So there are a lot of subjects which cover, and that's only for your BSc. You get the Bachelor's of Science in first 4 semesters. In our times we had only 5 semesters, so we did it in first 2 semesters. Whatever subjects, other courses I've learned in 4, we did in 2 subjects, because the last 3 were just totally flying. So your second life is in your college. Now, College of Flying Training is pretty much easy. The reason being, the teacher can take your quiz every week, anytime. I mean, he just finished the class and he say, okay guys, take your piece of paper out, and then it's time for the quiz. And the weightage of the quiz is 10 marks. So if you score on the average, all the quizzes you have taken, they take the average. So if you have scored 8, 9, 10, 8, 9, 10, so on the average you will get, like, let's say 9 marks for out of 10 marks. Now I'll tell you what's the classification. Then is your progress test. Progress test is monthly. Every month is taken once, and teacher tells you the date in advance, and on that day, specific day of each subject, you go for that progress test. The weightage for the progress test is 30, and normally you can score out of 30, you could score, I would say I would have been scoring 30, 32, 33. Yeah, I'm a very average student. I was a very average student. My scores in FSC, I've said previously, 561 out of 1100. So even I could score 32, 33 out of 30, and then 8 or 9 out of 10 in the quiz. So once you go for the final exam, you just have 60 marks, and 40 marks you have already secured. So out of 40, oh sorry, yeah, 40. So 30 for progress test and 10 for the quizzes. So for the progress tests, I used to get out of 30, 22, 23, and the quizzes 8 or 9. Now 22, 23 plus 9, it makes 31, 32, and the passing marks for every subject are 40. There's no GPA. In aeronautical engineering there is a GPA, so you have to go for the class average, but here no. CFT is pretty much easy. So once you go for that one, you already have 30. If you have 30 marks in your hand before going for the final exam for 60 marks, pretty much easy. So you have to score 10 more marks to pass the subject. So there's no classification that you have to pass 60% or 70, no, 40% is the least. You shouldn't fail. If you fail, you have a supplementary exam the next semester. If you fail that one, you have 2 chances altogether after failing the first one. And once you can't pass any subjects, you would be relegated to the previous term. You would go back. Like if you're in 99 GDP, you would go to 100 GDP, and you will study with them again. So the relegation, and if you have 2 relegations, in the 3rd relegation, you'll be out of the academy. So that's pretty much strict. And I think no one gets out on academic basis. I've never seen anyone getting out on academic basis. So that's your college life. Now, pretty much easy, as I said. Now, for GDPs, the toughest life, even being ragged by the seniors at the academy, is not tough. CFT, those education system, not tough at all. But the toughest life is in your flying wing. Once you report in your 5th semester in 3.5-year course, in my times, we joined in the 3rd term. So I joined in December 1993, and I went flying in February 1995. So it was 1 year, like 14 months, and we started flying. Now that's very tough, because now there, to get to fly the aircraft, you need to know each and every system installed on the aircraft. You know, the electrical system, the hydraulic system, the brake system, the engine, you know, the aerodynamics, the aero engines, everything of that aircraft you have to know in your mind. You know, you don't have to write notes, and you don't go the ratification, which you call in Pakistani language. You don't go for that one. You need to learn by heart. You have to know about everything of that aircraft, from its single gear, the wheel, from each nut and bolt till the end. So that's pretty tough. Now the passing marks for every ATT, the aircraft technical tests, every ATT is 80%. And mostly they're MCQs, multiple choice questions, and you have to answer. So what happens once you report in PFT, let's say primary flying training, and when you're flying the Mashak aircraft, the first one, BFT is the basic flying training, and where you fly the twin engine jet T-37, and in some cases I've heard that people fly K-8s as well. Now I was the pioneer on the K-8s back in 1995, when the first set of 8 aircraft were given to Pakistan. I was one of the pilots, 8 pilots who flew firstly in Pakistan. So once you go for, let's say, primary flying training for Mashak aircraft, what do? You go for all the systems installed on that aircraft, even the light system. And one instructor pilot, he comes in, he delivers a lecture, and he could give the test right away, right after delivering the lecture. So you have to be very attentive, and he could put any minute detail in his question paper, although there are multiple choice questions, and you have to score 80 out of 100. And the most difficult is the emergencies, where if aircraft has any problems, how would you behave, how would you react to any of the emergencies, like you have an engine fire, or you have the brake failure, or you have to take off, your instructor pilot died. Oh, never happened that. Well, I've heard one case happened in America, towards the western coast, and that person who was flying for the first time in his life, and he landed back the aircraft through the air traffic controller. Kudos to him. But anyhow, that's what happens, and your passing marks are 80. If you fail one test, you get one more chance. You fail the second time, you get relegated. Then you have to apply, you come back again with the next course. And if you're relegated again, out. If you fail more than 2 subjects, then you're out of, you can't even touch the aircraft. And emergencies, there's only one chance. You fail once, you fail again, done. So there's no relegation. If you fail the emergencies where the passing marks are 90, not even 80, out of 100, you have to secure 90 marks, and everything is in mind, in your heart. So this is your flying wing life. Now, let's come back to the academy life. Academy life, I mean, again, the barracks, the blocks where you live. With each, when you're a junior most, your job is to be a runner only. So mostly after the games time, normally 6 o'clock till 8 o'clock, your parents can call you on specific numbers given to them, and they can talk to you. So on the telephone, there's a semi-final termer, second last termer, we call junior in most of the cases. So junior is sitting in the telephone office, so he answers the phones, and then you are the duty cadet if you're a junior most, and you go to the rooms of the kids, of the cadets, and tell them, sir, you have a call, and then you come back to the, so it's normally after pack up, no games on for the duty cadets, and you stay in that phone booth, and you stay there and just go and deliver the messages. And some of the when you are into the next term, your duty is on the guard room, which is on the entrance of the academy, and on weekends the parents can visit the cadets. So if someone's parents came to visit, your job is to go and tell them to their rooms, specific rooms, find them, and then get them back to the guard room and make the entries. And then those cadets who are on punishment, they have to go signing a logbook every 2 hours, and you have to make sure that all the cadets, because every day you get a worksheet, and then the names of the punished cadets, official punishment is written. So you just need to check after every 2 hours that have they signed or not. If they haven't signed, you just need to put it in your logbook and then report it to the senior cadet. So these are all the duties. And then if you're a final termer, all those officially punished cadets, they have an extra drill from 3 to 3:30, half an hour, no matter winter or summer. You conduct that extra drill where you have the parade, but normally we never had the extra parade during that time. We always were in orbits. Orbits is the basketball court, and you have to run around it with rifles above your head. So till semi-final term, you are the one who is running around the basketball courts. And if you're a final termer, you just stay, you wear the duty sergeant strap on your arm, and wear your dongri, the coverall, the green coverall, and you stay in there. So different sets of duties in your, and one, if you have the appointment, like you're a corporal in semi-final term or sergeant in semi-final term, you have different sets of duties. And if you are the squadron under officer, the highest in a squadron, or the wing under officer, the highest in a wing, or academy under officer, the highest in the academy, this is the highest appointment, then your duties change. You make the whole schedule for just the cadets. And so everything is controlled by the cadets, everything in the academy. Only the food is cooked by the chefs and served by the waiters, and your salary is given by the finance section. Rest everything, and the cleaners, they clean your rooms and stuff like that. But apart from that, everything is arranged, managed by the cadets of different levels, and that's what you need to do. So sometimes you have to write logs, sometimes you have to run around, sometimes you have to carry things on you and run from one place to another place. So this is pretty much what people are looking in you, that can you do these petty jobs, I would say, simple jobs. So then in College of Flying training, what you need to do, you just need to be attentive in the classroom. That's it, because everything is prepared by the instructor so beautifully that it goes service riding, and I will have another video, full video for service riding. Service riding is that if there's a topic of, let's say, the drag on the aircraft in aerodynamics, so the heading would be put on top, drag, then the definition, then the principles, and then some examples, and then in the end the formula and bottom line, done. So pretty much it's service writing. Everything goes with the headings. We don't cut anything during our lectures. We are not supposed to cut anything or erase anything. We just put it in parentheses and write a mark on the. Let's suppose I want to write I'm a doctor, but I want to write I'm a teacher. So I've written I'm a doctor. So I will not cut the word doctor. I will put it in parentheses and then write a dash with an X and another dash on top of it, which means I don't mean that word. So I'll write again. So this is pretty much it. So anytime in ISSB or anywhere you have a lot of cuttings, that's negative marking. So that's what I say, that you have to follow the service pattern, the service writing pattern. So just try to not to have mistakes. So the college life and the academy life and the flying wing life, I've given a bit of details about that. And now about flying wing, you have to write down each and every mission after you fly it. So suppose you flew CD1 area FAM, area familiarization, and you went and you saw different areas, you would come down, and again there's a pattern of writing that one, that what was the mission, what was it about, with the headings and definitions, and then what did you do from the briefing room. So even we used to write I ran to the aircraft, I did the initial inspection, and I found this problem, or I didn't find any problems. Then I went into the cockpit, I did the checks and I started the engine up. Then I rolled and I went on the taxiway, and wherever I couldn't follow the yellow line on the taxiway, I would write that down, that was my mistake, because there's a mistake section at the end. So once you're done writing about your mission, then you write about your own mistakes, and then next day you show it to your instructor pilot, and the instructor pilot checks it up, and he also has your mistakes written. So now here the theme is for a successful person is that you write more mistakes. Even a slight mistake, you write it down. If the mistakes you pointed out by yourself are more than the instructor pointed out, you get positive marks. Because, see, you are the best judge of yourself. It's not someone else who tells you that what you did wrong. You yourself were the best judge, and you judge yourself honestly. So this is what the psych behind that. So, and again, so whenever there's merits and demerits in any exams you are being asked, be your own judge, okay? Criticize yourself, but in a positive way. So, now, if you're not maintaining yellow line on the taxiway once, twice, 3 times, you're repeating that mistake again and again. You're never applying any corrections, so that's going to give you negative markings. So you have to overcome your mistakes. So every time you make a mistake, no problem at all. But second time, try to commit less mistakes. So mostly by the end of our final handling test, which is FHT, and normally CD50, 50th hour on Mashak. And that's the time when your register is clean, 1-page register. Initially, I remember CD1, CD2, CD3, the missions you were flying in the beginning, we had like 4 or 5 pages, all covered with mistakes mostly. But at the end of the flying on first aircraft, there was just a few mistakes. Oh, okay, in a loop. Oh, I didn't get the jet lag when I did the steep turn. Okay, yeah. Jet lag is, by the way, once you have a perfect 360 turn, perfect level turn, maintaining 60 degrees of bank, and keeping 2 Gs. So once you roll back after 60 degree of turn, you get a jet lag. You see the thrust at your behind you, coming out of the tail of the engines. Yeah, you come back into that lag. See, so that's a perfect turn. So anyhow, these were just a few examples. So I hope that you are getting clearer in your vision and trying to get to know more about what kind of life you're going to face. So this was just a short video, not a short video, about 24 minutes long, but this is what I had to do. So my next video is going to be on my experience during the initial test. Again, I'm on the initial tests, and I will jump on to ISSB, and then more light I'll shed on the academy life. So thank you all for listening. See you next time. Allah Hafiz.